What do alien civilizations look like? The Kardashev Scale.
The observable universe is a big place that's been around for more than 13 billion years.
That's quite a long time,
Up
that.
to 2 trillion galaxies, made up of something like 20,000 billion stars, surround our home galaxy. In the Milky Way alone, scientists assume there are some 40 billion Earth-like planets in the habitable zone of their stars.
And aliens don't exist, huh?
When we look at these numbers, it's hard to imagine that there is nobody else out there. It would change our perception of ourselves forever if we found others. Just knowing that this vast place is not dead would shift our perspective outwards and could help us get over our irrelevant quarrels.
Right, out of every hypothetical alien, why did they choose the penis out of hole one? If I landed on a planet looking for alien life and that's the first thing I was greeted with, I am getting back in my ship and I'm going home.
But before looking for our new best friends or worst enemies, we have a problem to solve. What are we actually looking for? In a universe that big and old, we have to assume that civilizations start millions of years apart from each other and develop in different directions and speeds. So, not only are we looking over distances of dozens to hundreds of thousands of light years, we're looking for a civilization ranging from cavemen to super advanced. So, we need a conceptual framework to enable us to think better thoughts that make us able to search better. Are there universal rules that
It's always gone down fantastically when you start to rate living beings. Yeah, on a hierarchical scale. Yeah. That's always gone down tremendously. Yeah.
intelligent species follow? Currently, our civilization sample size is only 1, so we may make incorrect assumptions based solely on ourselves. Still, better than nothing. We know that humans started out with nothing but minds and hands that could build tools. We know that humans are curious, competitive, greedy for resources, and expansionist. The more of these qualities our ancestors had, the more successful they were in the civilization
We need another planet. We need
Being
another
one with nature is nice, but it's not the path to irrigation systems or gunpowder or cities. So it's reasonable to assume that aliens able to take over their home planet also have these qualities. And if aliens have to follow the same laws of physics, then there is a measurable metric for progress: energy use. Human progress can be measured very precisely by how much energy we extracted from our environment and how we made it usable to do things. We started with muscles until we learned to control fire.
Here he goes trying to colonize again. Look, right, you hear the accent. Look, we won't do it now. We won't do it. But at the end of the day, my friend, old habits die hard in a thought process. We won't do it. We won't do it. It's fine. But hey, it is what it is.
Then we made machines that used kinetic energy from water and wind. As our machines got better and our knowledge of materials expanded, we began to harness the concentrated energy from dead plants we dug up from the ground.
Dead
As
plants.
our energy consumption grew exponentially, so did the abilities of our civilization. Between 1800 and 2015, population size had increased 7-fold, while humanity was consuming 25 times more energy. It's likely that this process will continue into the
Similar boom in fast food restaurants in America. Consumption increased
far
also.
future. Based on these facts, scientist Nikolai Kardashev developed a method of categorizing civilizations from cave dwellers to gods ruling over galaxies. The Kardashev Scale, a method of ranking civilizations by their energy use. The
I'd
scale
love
has
to own
been
a Dyson
refined
Sphere.
and expanded on over the decades, but in general it puts civilizations into 4 different categories. A Type 1 civilization is able to use the available energy of their home planet. A Type 2 civilization is able to use the available energy of their star and planetary system.
That can use their own star
A Type
away
3
from me.
civilization is able to use the available energy of their galaxy. A Type 4 civilization is able to use the available energy of multiple galaxies. These levels differ by orders of magnitude. It's like comparing an ant colony to a human metropolitan area. To ants, we are so complex and powerful, we might as well be gods. So to make the scale more useful, we need subcategories. On the lower end of the spectrum, there are Type 0 to Type 1 civilizations. Anything from hunter-gatherers to something we could achieve in the next few hundred years.
Yo, low-key, if there's something that can, like, use multiple galaxies, like multiple galaxies for power, that's surely not a thing. Like, you would know about them, surely, because they point the telescopes. They're always finding new stuff that's ridiculously far away, and I don't understand how they see it. You'd probably see that it was kind of, you know, dabbled or you know, messed around with.
These might actually be abundant in the Milky Way. But a civilization that is not actively transmitting radio signals into space might be as close as our nearest stellar neighbor, the Alpha Centauri system, and we would have no way of realizing they exist. But even if they transmitted radio signals like we do, it might not be very helpful. On an interstellar scale, humanity is practically invisible. Our signals may extend over an impressive 200 light-years, but this is only a tiny fraction of the Milky Way. And even if someone were listening, after a few light-years, our signals decay into noise, impossible to identify as the source of an intelligent species. Today, humanity ranks at about level 0.75. We have altered our planet. We've created huge structures, mined and stripped mountains, removed rainforests and drained swamps. We've created rivers and lakes and changed the composition and temperature of the atmosphere.
We're just on our Coruscant speedrun, you know? It's fine. We'll soon have a massive city as a planet, and it's okay. It's okay.
If progress continues, and we don't make Earth uninhabitable, we will become a full Type 1 civilization in the next few hundred years.
Oh, yeah.
Any civilization that becomes a Type 1 is bound to look outside because it's likely that it's still curious, competitive, greedy, and expansionist. The next reasonable step towards transitioning to Type 2 is trying to alter and mine other planets and bodies. This might start with outposts in space, transition to infrastructure and industries near the home planet, move on to colonies, and end with terraforming other planets by changing their atmosphere, their rotation, or position. As a civilization expands and uses more and more stuff and space, its energy consumption scales with them. So at some point, they may embark on the largest project a lower Type 2 civilization can take on, harnessing the energy of their star by building a Dyson swarm.
I wouldn't trust us to build one of those and not accidentally forget to leave gaps and then the Earth just freezes. I don't trust us. Like, we're so stupid, we'd enclose the sun and then just die immediately. And in the second before that, we would go, fuck, didn't think of that.
Once this megastructure is finished, energy has become practically unlimited for molding the home system however they see fit. If they are still curious, competitive, greedy, and expansionist, and now have complete control over their home system, stellar infrastructure in place, and the energy output of a star, the next frontier moves to other stars light years away. For a Type 2 civilization, the distance to other stars might feel like the distance between Earth and Pluto does to us today. Technically within reach, but only with immense investments in terms of time, ingenuity, and resources. This begins their transition towards Type 3. This step is so far beyond us that it becomes hard to imagine what exactly these challenges will look like and how they'll be solved. Will they be able to find a solution to the vast distances and travel times of hundreds or thousands of years? Will they be able to communicate and keep a shared culture and biology between colonies light years apart?
Low-key, can you imagine how convenient it would be to own like 2 solar systems and just be able to push them next to each other and like have it balanced because you're so like all powerful? Solar energy already harnesses the power of the sun. Yeah, but I think that's probably more like a AA battery, you know, versus a nuclear power plant type of energy. You know what I mean?
Or will they split into separate Type 2 civilizations? Maybe even different species? Are there deadly challenges between the stars? So the closer a species gets to Type 3...
There is deadly challenges beyond the stars. We know that because we watched a video from the same guy, I think, about the endless void that just keeps growing and then swallowing fucking galaxies. So there is that. There's a channel that I'm gonna link it to this one. Yeah, we watched a video on that. There is a problem there.
Harder it becomes to fathom what it might actually look like. They might discover new physics, may understand and control dark matter and energy, or be able to travel faster than light. We might be unable to grasp their motives, technology, and actions. Humans are the ants, trying to understand the galactic metropolitan area. A high Type 2 civilization might already consider
Okay, buddy, the space sphincter. Is that where we're going with this? We're going with this, the space sphincter. YouTube, you don't know some of the conversations that we've had in this stream today. But that is so on point and so on trend for how this stream has gone. I thought it was over when the video started. It is not. It is not. And if you'd like to see some of the conversations, normally started by ants, I'm live Monday through Friday.
Humanity too primitive to even talk to. A Type 3 civilization might feel about as like we feel about the bacteria living on the anthill. Maybe they wouldn't even consider us conscious or our survival relevant. We could only pray that they're nice gods. But the scale doesn't necessarily end here. Some scientists suggest there might be Type 4 and Type 5 civilizations whose influence stretches over galaxy clusters or superclusters, structures.
I don't like this science. I'm pausing a lot here. I don't like this because I could fucking make up anything. You wouldn't even need to prove that. Oh, I actually think there's a Type 6 civilization. And actually, there is one massive being that's one hive mind, and it actually is the entire universe. Yeah, I can say that. I can make up something. Like, argue with me. How do you know? You know, all those atoms, they're just the cells, you know, everything, the cells that make up the whole universe. Like, that's one thing. We are just like parasites on it. Stupid.
Comprising thousands of galaxies and trillions of stars. Ultimately, there might be a Type Omega civilization, able to manipulate the entire universe and possibly others. Type Omega civilizations might be the actual creators of our universe for reasons beyond our comprehension. Maybe they were just bored. As flawed as this classification may be, this thought experiment is already telling us interesting things. If our ideas about the nature of species that form interstellar civilizations is sort of correct, then we can be pretty sure that there are no civilizations of Type 3 and beyond near the Milky Way. Their influence would in all likelihood be so all-encompassing and their technology so far above our own that we couldn't miss them.
Yeah, I was going to say, they definitely were. That's what I said earlier. You would see it if there was anything like that we could see. That's what theoretical science is. Yeah, I don't get me wrong. I love theoretical science in that regard, but there are some things that are just so outlandish that you just can't prove or disprove that it feels like a waste of time. Honestly, this more feels like a stoner thought than based within logic. You know what I mean? Yo, imagine if there was just like crazy aliens that like ruled the universe and they used all of us as like battery sources. I don't know. That's
the
just
galaxy
so in the,
should flash with
the
their activity
I don't
in
know.
thousands of star systems. We should be able to see or detect their artifacts or movements between different parts of their empire. Even if a Type 3 civilization did exist in the past and died a mysterious death, we should be able to detect some of the remnants of their empire. But when scientists looked, they didn't find remnants of harvested stars, decaying megastructures, or scars of great interstellar wars.
It's because they got the black hole fucking dustbin that just sucks it all up. They could have been. Now it's just not there.
Likely not out there and never were. In a sense, this is very sad, but also very reassuring. It leaves the galaxy to us and others similar to us.
That's not very reassuring. No, I don't think we can be trusted with an entire galaxy. No. That's not as reassuring as you thought it was.
So the most promising civilizations to look for may be somewhere in the spectrum from Type 1.5 to Type 2.5. They wouldn't be too advanced to understand them and their motives. They may have finished their first megastructures,
Is that a
and
dick
they
rocket?
might be in the process of moving stuff between stars and transmitting enormous amounts of information into space by accident or on purpose. They would probably also look to the stars and look for others. Then again,
Flying
maybe
helmets.
we've got it all wrong. Maybe progress to Type 2 does not mean expanding outwards, and humanity is still too immature to imagine otherwise. For now, all we really know is that we haven't seen anybody yet, but we've only just started looking. Until we finally find friendly super aliens
alien's
and
gonna
can ask
fit.
them to explain the rules of the universe to us, most of us have to make do with learning stuff ourselves. Whether you're going back to school, leaving home for the first time, or if you're just entering a new phase in your life, our shop is stocked and ready for all your back-to-school
vlog now?
needs. Notebook
done here?
products are used with to support what
This W video. By the way, YouTube, if I seem a little bit less silly, I have a raging headache. But alas, we're pushing through. But that was a good video. I hope you enjoyed. What do you think a Type 6 would look like? Because we were on this. Okay, I'll have some whimsy. You heard my silly one. What do you think a Type 6 would think about? Let me know in the comments. But you take care. I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.